Hey, it's John from Over the Moon, and welcome to our luxurious new offices. I thought I'd do this update from here. Pretty nice. I'm pretty proud of it. We're doing really well, as you can. Oh, God! I knocked over the damn. All right. Okay. Forget it. Okay. I guess we'll just do it like this. Okay. This is gonna be a bit of a weird video. It's odd. On one hand, I'm really here saying that the Fall Part 3 has got to be canceled as a product. On the other hand, I'm saying that's not true. Maybe not. And it's a little bit hard to explain, so I thought that I would make a longer video. The long story short, basically, is I've come to the conclusion that to survive in this market, a really, 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 really clear product branding, that is where you can hear the title, see a short description, maybe see some art and have it like catch you and make you really curious, and have that be accessible to the point where most people can understand it. That is table stakes. And when I say table stakes, I mean that if a modern developer releases a game that is not in that case, and I think that describes actually most products in the marketplace, I want to say that I think you're doomed. And I don't think that's necessarily true. Like, you definitely have games that do well despite having, in my opinion, what looks like pretty bad branding. But I think that, the overwhelming case is that, you're pretty doomed. I think the market is extremely saturated. Maybe I won't talk exactly how I came to that conclusion, but for those of you who maybe don't know, the Fall Part 2 was a pretty brutal financial failure. I don't blame anybody but myself. My error, I think, with that product was that I took the success of the Fall as evidence that people are interested in the Fall. And that might be true, but I also conflated that with another idea, which is they're interested in what my natural inclinations are for where the story needs to progress. And those are two different things. It is also worth mentioning, by the way, that the financial success of the Fall, which wasn't even that successful, really, but, did okay. That is also not evidence that people would be interested in the Fall Part 2. I think some of you that are, probably everybody who's actually bothering to watch this video, almost all of you, are, probably more or less committed fans, and you're probably disappointed to hear this. But it's not as negative as all that. I mean, I think that, for the reasons I've just outlined, I think making the Fall Part 3 would be insane, psychotic mistake. I think it would prevent us from making games in the future. That being said, I think that the Fall still has a compelling premise. I think it's interesting. I think it hooks people. I think it still hooks people when they see it in the store. I think I could do better. And I think that, I'm still interested in sci-fi, and I think that the world of the Fall is still an interesting world. I think that for those of you who are fans of the Fall and are really looking for that third product, I would like to create a small sci-fi piece that's super compelling and see if it has any legs. But I can say for sure that just releasing a game called The Fall Part 3, it will not get traction. I really strongly believe it will not survive. And it puts me and my family at risk. So I just can't. There's going to be some percentage of you that are really pissed off at that. So I guess this is going to sound like a bit of an excuse, but in my hope to, appeal to, your sense of understanding, I'd like to remind people that the Fall Part 2, is really pretty damn long. There's like 3 times the content of the Fall in the Fall Part 2. And I really think that we could have split that product up into 2 pieces and released it separately, and then basically said, hey, look, we completely fulfilled our commitments. Now, I don't think that's the end of the story, because we didn't do that. And so people are expecting a third product, and fair enough. However, it's not like we, took a bunch of Kickstarter money and then went, it turns out we don't really know how to make a game. Here's a piece of junk. We actually were quite able to deliver content. We delivered a lot of content, and the market just absolutely brutalized us. I lost so much money on that fucking project. Anyway, whatever. So I guess I'm saying that, not just as a matter of just making an excuse like, hey, shut up. I'm not trying to say that. I understand if you're expecting Fall Part 3, it's frustrating to hear this. But I guess I am hoping, to kind of appeal to your understanding and say that, it's maybe not hoping that maybe you could see that it's not exactly analogous to just like, thanks for your money, bye. It's a little more complicated. I hope you see it my way. But anyway, regardless, like I was saying, it still is like quite possible that we make another product in that universe, in which case, especially if it's a shorter conceptual product, like a shorter project, not like the Fall Part 2, of course, which is like, hey, we're going to do great, let's just keep making content. Which is like, wow, that was a mistake. Yeah, but like, you know, if I make a reasonable product, I think I'd probably just ship it out to you guys, everybody that paid for the trilogy. So, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Like I said, like, you know, this thing that happened with the Fall Part 2 was a real shock. It was very upsetting. And, you know, I took so long after the Fall Part 2's release because I was basically licking my wounds and trying to figure out what the hell just happened and what's going on. The point is, it's not exactly clear to me what's needed to survive right now. And I'm trying to figure that out so that I can continue actually making games that people think are meaningful. And I hope you'll continue following us in that journey, because I'm sure that things would be better with you guys. I wish that, you know, for those of you that really did connect with the Fall Part 2, you know, you guys, I could say, are like our true fans, so to speak. And I really sincerely wish it was enough. I wish I could just serve you guys, and that's the end of it. But unfortunately, at least at this current state in time, it's not enough, and I don't see a way to make it be enough. So, like I said, maybe in the future, a more clearly branded standalone product that explores some of the stuff that we left hanging. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, thank you. I hope you're all well, happy, and healthy. Take care.